Morning, Ryan. Thank you for being with us this morning.
Hey.
The thing that we've enjoyed most, I think, about
Good
Zoom
morning to you guys.
is the backgrounds of people that we could get to knows about in. We've seen bookshelves and sofas and dodgy wallpaper. But today, you're taking the prize for the best. I mean, where are you?
So this is funny because I was just watching the Ringo Starr 80th birthday tribute, which is playing in America right now. And like, I recently worked with McCartney, and then he told me a bunch of Ringo stories, and we live on the same street. So he's one of my neighbors. I was like, he's been here forever. I've been here for about 3 years, and I'm up in my driveway. You can't see it because it's obviously morning there, nighttime here. But this is a 1963 Airstream that in around 2013-14, we were on tour, and I converted this to a recording studio. So a lot of the songs that that you guys have played, actually, a lot of British artists from Adele to U2 and James Blunt and Ed Sheeran, I worked on those songs in this exact room. You're just seeing the very back of the room.
Wow.
It's like a spaceship, and I think it might have to have some kind of plaque on it.
Yeah.
Some kind of, when the bus goes past, it's going to be, and here on the right-hand side.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, this back area right here, I don't know if you can see it, but they call this an add-on. And right when I was finishing it, first of all, this thing was double the budget. Like, I had it budgeted, and when I got the bill, it was literally exactly double of what the budget was. But a big part of it was, at the last minute, they go, "Oh, would you like the mirrored back?" It's just, and I was like, "What is it?" They're like, "Oh, it's just sheet metal. We hammer it on. It just looks fancy." And I was like, "Sure, I'll do it." This is half the price of the entire Airstream. What you're looking at.
It's worth every penny. It looks fabulous.
Ryan, it's great to chat to you today. Is it a gamble releasing a single during lockdown or?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Probably an unpopular answer. But I think I'd like to say that I've been proven right in the last 90 days. Like, I said that 90 days ago, and I got some heat for it. And it honestly is, man. It honestly is. There's a lot of new artists are coming out nonstop with new music. TikTok has exploded and now crashed the airwaves and culture and all these things. But a lot of your more established pop, rock, and just established artists have been very, very gun shy on releasing. Not all of them, but I would say the majority of them have been very gun shy. I have a lot of singles slated on different artists that you guys play. I can't obviously talk about them. I had 2 or 3 scheduled for April. I had 2 scheduled in May. I had 1 or 2 in June. All of it has been moved. The Kygo single, the One Republic Kygo single, Lose Somebody is I guess, I don't know if ironically is the right word, but maybe in this instance, ironically, one of the only songs that I've had actually come out on time. And I think that's because in Norway, they were just like, what pandemic? Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? If you've seen where Kygo lives, you've seen where Kygo lives. It's like, he's like, no, nobody is sick. Like, it's like, okay, let's put out a song. Right.
It's funny because he is a bit of an enigma because we never see him. What's he like?
He is a unfairly handsome individual. He and I are twins, by the way. And he's just super. I mean, how many Scandinavians do you know? I know quite a few because in music, especially in Los Angeles, the Scandinavians have had a very strong foothold ever since ABBA. Like, they just figured out pop and cracked the code. And so a lot of the Scandinavian writers are the biggest writers in the world. So I'm friends with a lot of Scandinavians. I know them. And they have this, British people. I'm friends with a lot of British people, and I'm an Anglophile and very much a student of British music. And I've at this point spent enough time in London. I've actually genuinely probably lived in London if you counted up the amount of time I've been there. The Brits are kind of self-deprecating. Americans are very like self-assured and we can do it. And the Scandinavians are just like happy. They're just like, they're not either. They're not either. They're just like looking at you guys and looking at us and going, I don't know why you don't feel so good like us. Like, and so that's Kygo, man. Like every time I'm around him, he's literally smiling and like talking about just how awesome everything is. And I love around my Scandinavian friends for that reason, because they don't get all the CNN or BBC and like presidential stuff and prime minister stuff, all the stuff that we get caught up in. They just don't seem to get caught up.
Fantastic. You've collaborated with absolutely loads of people, as you mentioned there. If you absolutely had to, on pain of death, say who was your favourite, who would you say was your favourite ever artist to work with?
Paul McCartney, easy.
Oh, okay, great.
There you go. That was easier than you thought.
You should be a politician. You actually answered the question.
Well, I did. I mean, look, like and I'm not doing this because, to like drop names, but like I've been asked this question, not a lot actually, but it was working with U2. I became friends with them. Like it changed my life. I learned so much from Bono and The Edge and Larry and Adam and all of them. Working with Peter Gabriel, in London, actually, I learned a lot. I'm a massive Peter fan. I've been very lucky to work with a lot of legends in the last 5 or 6 years. I count myself like blessed, very lucky. Stevie Wonder, I'm one of the only people that's produced him in the last 2 decades. And the first thing he said to me when he walked in the room, I was there and waiting for him, and he showed up and he walks in the room and I stand up to greet him, and he can sense everything in the room. So he looks down at where my shoes would be and he goes, "Oh my God, man, nice shoes." And I was like, "Oh, thanks, Stevie." Oh! I was like, wait a minute. I just got punked. Like I have a lot of fun stories from a lot of people. Adele, and Ed. I mean, now I sound like I literally sound like I'm an angel, but these are my friends. These are people I've worked with for years. They're all so freakishly talented and so good when they're in their zone. They're so good. McCartney was just another level. And when you say, and this is the last thing I'll say about McCartney, when you say you're writing a song with him or working with him, and like I remember we're writing, and I said, "Oh, and then we could say something about like da 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 yesterday." And he's like, "Oh, I don't know if I can use that word." Like, and I said, "Man, I'm not gonna hit you with a bunch of questions, but where in the hell? How did you write all of these? Like, where yesterday?" And he's so gracious and so humble, and he just goes into the story on yesterday and tells me how that came about, and then Eleanor Rigby, and then at Blackbird, and every other song. And it blew my mind so much.
Ryan, I love the fact that you're quite clearly still a massive music fan, which really comes
Very
out in your
refreshing.
music.
This is Heart.